In this video, I just want to say, your college professors, they really don't deserve respect, most of them. They just simply don't. People in the military do, but your college professors don't. And presidents and administrators. Why? Because they've been insulated all their lives behind college walls. They can come up with any little philosophies they can, and none of this stuff really, it's just opinions. They may say, well, it's peer-reviewed. No, it's opinions. It's not science, therefore it's not based in science, then it's just opinions. All this social justice warrior crap, safe spaces and all that stuff. If you don't support safe spaces, you're an idiot. No, Mr. College President, you're an idiot. You know why the guy's an idiot? Is because one of the things he says is these are people on their segregated jobs, like, hey, you don't have a real job. You never had a real job. You stayed in college, university, protected. You made sure, what these college professors do, they make sure anybody that disagrees with them will not be working at that university. They present their students with only one side of whatever argument or ideology. They will only make sure that their students support their brand of liberalism or whatever. But usually most of these universities are liberals. Just like these Christian colleges, conservative Christian colleges, they make sure that non-conservatives are not allowed or don't get in. But these liberal colleges are more prominent. That's why I'm talking about the liberal colleges. In the military, when a soldier puts on his uniform, he does not give his political opinions. However, in colleges and universities, these professors can give their opinions to their students all they want because they know their students are young and will believe whatever they're told because they're gullible. Young people tend to be gullible and believe what they're told. And it's sad, but it's true. They hope that they don't question anything. Unfortunately for these professors, some of their students are smart and they go out and learn on their own. Because, as I've said before, you need to watch videos, get books, and learn about things you disagree with. Learn about other people's arguments. You have to be able to present an argument in such a way that you're defending what you disagree with. That would force you to actually go out and learn other people's arguments. Do they have you do that in college? Of course not anymore. You take women's studies and all these other studies that are meaningless and will not help you in real life. Those professors of yours, those administrators, the president, they never had to work a real job, most of them. Majority of them. I've heard some of them, they complain about guns. They don't tell you the truth about guns. Hell no, they're not going to. But they'll say stupid things like, well, if they allowed our students to bring guns on campus, what's to stop one from shooting me if I give them a bad grade? Well, what's to stop them now? Criminals don't obey the laws. Or, well, now we can have discussions in class because if someone disagrees with them, they're going to pull a gun. When has that ever actually happened? Not to mention that usually these social justice warrior types, these liberal types, are more likely to get violent and vicious to anyone that disagrees with them. I mean, come on, let's be realistic here. These professors are something else. Now, as I've said in another video, science is superior to ideology and religion. Because in science, you have to go through true peer review. You have to prove the best you can your theories. And of course, learn what a scientific theory is. You don't get two scientists that disagree on the same theory. I'll show you. Like in this neuroscience book I took Principles of Neuroscience. Look at all this stuff. Now, you will not get two professors that will look at glutamate, neurotransmitter glutamate, let's use that as an example, and tell you two different functions. Hell no, they're going to always agree on the same functions. Because science does true research. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. True peer review, true science journals. Anything else is just opinions. Sorry, it is. Sociology, even psychology. I mean, come on, do you really think you can do psychology on actual people and watch them? I mean, come on. I mean, have you been to a psychologist or known autistic kids that had to go to a psychologist? I mean, come on. Do that and you'll see how where these psychologists and psychiatrists really know. All they know is how to write a prescription. Oh, that boy's forcing his sister's head under the water. Yeah, he has behavioral defiance disorder. It's okay. We'll just give him one of this medication, which does not work, of course. Same type with professors. These professors, they have been in college all their lives, so they can tell you nonsense on women's studies. I mean, come on, women's studies and all these other studies. What do they tell you? They tell you what they believe, and you have to accept what they believe. Try to disagree with them and see what happens to you. Do it. Dare you. Of course, present evidence and disagree with them. And then your science professor. You read a science journal that actually goes against what your science professors say. Go to his or her office with that journal and present it to your professor saying, well, according to this article, you're wrong. Or you may not be correct. And watch how your science professor reacts. There's a huge difference between how your woman studies professor or black studies, African American studies professor is going to react versus your science professor. Now, of course, science professors will give their ideologies sometimes, but a PhD, that's just, argument from authority. Don't just because they have a PhD does not mean they know what they're talking about. And they've hid behind college walls, so they are not people you want to listen to on every little thing. Be very, very careful what your college professor tells you. Look up everything, fact check them, read as many books as you can. As much as you can, Please do that. Same thing with religion. Read books on whether you're for or against. Read atheist books or religious books. Learn. Educate yourself. Learn. Get books on critical thinking. How to improve your critical thinking skills. And logic. And, how to argue. I've did a moron review on Thank You for Arguing. Get that book. And there are other good books. Look at my moron reviews. I did some good books I think you should get. And there are a bunch of books. Get Thomas Paine's. He's done some wonderful papers. Read them. Here's another good thing you should read. I really firmly recommend, if I can get this. If you live in the United States, of course. The United States Constitution. Read it, reread it, and keep reading it. Your professor may not like this, but read it anyways. Yeah, your professor may not like that. People in the military, however, they're traveling around the world. They're seeing the world for how it truly is. The people in the military are not going to give you their stupid dogma. Yeah, you may say, well, the soldiers commit a lot of atrocities. Well, so do professors because they're destroying people's minds. Look how these social justice warriors react. How many people have died because of it, too? Occupy Wall Street. You got people committing suicide because of these feminists. Some of these men have committed suicide. You got all this nasty stuff. But people in the military, at least they can be respected. They earn respect. College professors have not. Unless they're science, they have not really earned respect. Sorry, they just haven't. It's my opinion, but my opinion in this case is correct. Sorry, it is. Be very careful what your college professor tells you. Please do not just assume that they're right just because they have doctor or a master's degree or whatever, okay? They're there to brainwash and force their ideology. Whatever class you take, question everything. Be skeptical. You should always be a skeptic of anything. Be skeptical of anything I'm telling you. Be skeptical of anything anyone tells you. You have to look up. You are responsible for yourself and your beliefs. You are responsible to look things up on your own. Do not base your beliefs on what any person, me, your professors, or anybody else tells you. Okay? Do not do that. That is the worst thing you can do. Do not be a social justice warrior. It's alright to be for civil rights. Those are two different things. Social justice warriors, they believe in taking rights from one group and giving it to another. You know, don't let men speak. Don't let white people speak. Your thoughts are irrelevant because you're white or because you're a man. Well, if you don't want to listen to me, I do not have to listen to you. That's basically the drill. Just be careful. And remember, as I said, the military is much more respectful. I have more respect for the military and the police than I do for a college professor. Feel free to like, subscribe, feel free to comment, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, or whatever. Thanks.